history, economics, and divinity, or if you should be taking physics, chemistry, biology. Because they will understand, they will look through your work and understand how you perform in both, and they will see where your strength is. And they will discuss with you also to know what is your interest in life, what is your passion in life, what would you like to do in the future. In that way, they will guide you. If you do history, economics, and divinity, you're likely to take this path. If you do physics, chemistry, and biology, you're likely to take this path. But from what I'm seeing from your performance, you perform better in physics, therefore do the physics. Or you perform better in economics, and you have a better path in economics. That's what I'm talking about in terms of mentorship, okay? But also socially, you need to have a mentor, okay? The girls, HSC, S5, S6, you're moving to the stage of, thinking about having a boyfriend or not having a boyfriend, going into university where the teachers are not there to restrict you, do not cross over to the boys' dormitory. At the university, you're going to find a free environment. There is nobody to tell you don't go to the boys' room or don't go to the girls' room, okay? So how do you behave in that kind of environment? You need, first and foremost, self-control, discipline, focus, but you also need a mentor, okay? Somebody you can come to and say, look here, Miss Claire, there is this boy saying he loves me. What should I do? How should I approach it? Then Miss Claire will tell you, you know what? I think you're still too young to talk about these love relationships. It's too early for you. Tell the boy, it is too early, you're not interested, okay? When you get to university, then maybe the topic will change. You call her, say, Miss Claire, there is this boy still following me, telling me he loves me. And Miss Claire might now tell you, you know what? I think it is okay to speak to him, but speak to him with some restrictions, or avoid getting into compromising situations. And that is mentorship. So mentorship is a big, big topic. I hope that Miss Claire will invite us again another day so that we talk about mentorship in detail. But Ms. Mbabazi, I hope I have answered your question. Do not rely on those external factors. First, work on your factor, you as an individual, especially now that you're in secondary school, you still have a lot to accomplish. Even if you had somebody, your uncle or your aunt out there who is a big shot in some office, they can still not put you in that office if you failed S6. Your papers do not show that you can work in any office. They cannot make you a doctor. Or you get what I mean? They can't make you a statistician. They can't make you a lawyer. You still have to go through the path of getting your academics right, scoring your right papers and going on merit, and maybe they can help you later on in life. But still, even if they're not there, you, if your papers are right and you're on merit, you have the confidence, you're focused, you're disciplined, you're proactive. Proactivity is very important. You're proactive. You see the adverts and apply. You see scholarship calls and you apply. You will still succeed in life. I hope I have answered your question. Okay, next question.
Thank you very much. My question is, as you can see, probably we are like 80% of the teenagers around. And then my question goes to you, and I'd like to ask you personally, how did you manage to pass through this stage? Because as we all know, teenage stage is one of the dangerous stages people are passing through. And then it's the teenage stage is always the downfall of many people. So when we get this chance of seeing you successful and you're done with your teenage age type, and then we all to use this opportunity to ask you how you made it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that great question. The dangers of teenagers. That's what she's asking. Although she did not highlight, what are some of your fears as a teenager? Would you like to get the microphone? Yes.
Most of the time we find that as a teenager, most times you're taken in a wrong way. Like someone sees you and he or she is like, since this one is a teenager, then she's like this, she's badly behaved, she disrespects, she does this.
Okay. I really don't think that that's what the population, the public looks at teenagers as, badly behaved. It depends on how you portray yourself, okay? We know teenagers are very good people, but sometimes they get influenced. So you have to avoid the bad influence as a teenager. We know that there's a problem of substance abuse in the country now. Alcohol and drugs. I don't know, Miss Claire, if that has come to your school. Have you had any cases here? Yes, so you're lucky you haven't had it, and we pray that it doesn't come to this school. But we know some schools where this has been cited as a problem. Even at the university, it has been a problem. So what you need to do as a teenager is not to ever get tempted to test any of these substances. Alcohol, any drugs of recreation, anything that you do not understand, please do not get tempted. Because some of them are very highly addictive. You might say, oh, let me try once, and that once will be your downfall. You will try it, and you will want to try a second time, a third time. Before you know it, you are completely gone, completely addicted. So if you're in situations where you see that people are taking alcohol, using these substances, excuse yourself. But also, have self-control. Tell yourself, I am not going to take them, and stick to that self-control. If your friends are bringing it to you and saying, test, tell them, no, that is not for me to test. So that's one thing. Substance, alcohol, and substance abuse. The other thing that influences teenagers is the love relationships, okay? You're all very beautiful. The girls, you all look very beautiful. The problem with teenagers is that many times I think they are not told that they are beautiful. Then you find the boys telling them that they are beautiful. And they think, wow, this boy has told me I'm beautiful. He is really into me and he admires me so much. And you get taken up, okay? So please learn that you are created in the image of God, that you are beautiful. And if somebody else is telling you you're beautiful, tell them, yes, I know that I am beautiful. Don't you know that? You see, they are looking down when I talk about this. This is where I started from. Confidence and self-esteem. When these boys come to start telling you, oh, you're so beautiful, I love you, tell them, yes, I am beautiful. Thank you. Okay? So appreciate yourself first and develop the self-esteem, such that any attempt at somebody telling you you're beautiful does not take you unaware and does not make you overly excited to start thinking, oh yes, I should follow this boy. Then 3, avoid getting into compromising situations. Okay? You're at home. There are people in your home. Many of our homes have relatives, uncles, aunties, cousins, brothers, and we are seeing things happening in the homes, okay? Even at school and out in the market where you go. Some people go to fetch water somewhere, and people are touching you inappropriately. Respect your body, okay? Do what? Respect your body. Do not let anybody touch you inappropriately. Okay? Because you're all getting into the puberty stage. The hormones are on rampage. Okay? Somebody will touch you inappropriately. It so happens that that day your hormones are up there in the sky. You get excited. Before you know it, you're sleeping and having sex with this person. You understand? So do not let people touch you inappropriately. I hope you understand when I say inappropriately. Sexual harassment is something that we all have to fight. Miss Claire, I don't know if you have any policies against sexual harassment here. Many times in our African situation, more so the Ugandan situation, people do not think sexual harassment is a big deal. But it actually is a big deal. And the definition of sexual harassment in our environment, sometimes people don't understand it. Somebody looking at you and saying, oh, you have such a nice smile or nice hips. I wish I could have you. That is sexual harassment. You know that? That is harassment. And immediately, you should be able to go to Miss Claire and tell Miss Claire, I think this girl is harassing me. Okay? She's making comments, unwanted comments about my body or about my sexuality. And this, I feel I am harassed. And Miss Claire will call both of you and will speak to you and iron it out. In that way, we shall be able to end sexual harassment. I don't know how many of you have walked on the streets in Lumu Street in Kampala City or Mbarara City. How many? Did you hear the comments that the men make when you walk as a girl? What do they do? Sorry? They do that. What else do they say? Sorry? Sorry? Sister. What else? Nyash. What else? Sorry? Sorry? They'll say saizi yange. Have you heard such comments? So if somebody is making such comments about you, sometimes you're in an environment where you can't really stop to tell them back because they might beat you. So avoid doing that. But if you're in an environment where you can actually stand up and tell them against it, please stand up and tell them that is harassment and I'm not going to take it. Okay? Somebody tells you you're saizi yange. What do you mean? Look back to him and tell him you're harassing me and I'm not going to take that. Okay? Somebody is telling you nyash. Look back and tell them I'm made in the image of God and I'm not going to take that comment. Okay? It is your problem. It is not my problem. So what am I trying to tell you? Avoid unnecessary comments. Don't get excited because of those unnecessary comments. They are there to woo you and they will take you to unwanted places and you will end up in trouble as a teenager. Okay? Then the dressing. We have to dress decently. As a teenager, I know your dressing is different, which is okay because you have to fit within your age. Because if you don't, you might feel like, you're losing out and you might feel sad. But even if you're dressing according to your age, make sure that you don't expose your body inappropriately. Okay? Because if you expose your body inappropriately, you're also calling people to make comments on you and may even end up calling people to make inappropriate touches on your body or to even rape you. Okay? You've heard that both boys and girls can be raped. Are there boys in this class? I haven't seen boys. This is girls only, yeah? The young ones, there are some boys, yes. Even boys sometimes get raped, okay? So dress appropriately and decently so that you don't get into situations where people are going to take advantage of you, okay? And if somebody, for the girls, the older girls, somebody is writing to you, telling you they love you, they are calling you to some corners, please don't go to those corners. And if they're writing to you, open up. Don't keep these things as secret, okay? Open up, go to somebody who is more knowledgeable, who is a little older than you, show them those letters, ask them, what do you think? So they can give you the advice that you need. Even when you grow older, you're at university or above, and there are people writing to you, still show somebody. Because if you don't and keep it a secret, you may end up following that person, you go into marriage, and then you discover, this person has a history of, maybe alcohol, was an addict, an alcoholic, or something happened that is influencing them, following them. So you need to open up so that you get advice and you discuss these things openly so that you don't regret. So don't keep these things as secret. Have I answered your question? Sorry? Okay, good. Any other questions? Miss Claire, I think we have finished. Is there anything else you want me to talk about? Okay, so somehow I've touched on it. Caring for your body. Miss Claire, yes, there's a hand at the back. Yes, stand up and go ahead. You can come to the front.
Thank you so much, Professor. My name is Akandano Vincent, a teacher of chemistry and mathematics. Mine is not a question. It is just to express my happiness seeing you physically. I was one of the people who got a chance to attend the panel that interviewed you for VC-ship, and really I'm very happy to see you physically.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for attending my interview. Thank you so much. And I pray that you continue teaching chemistry very well, because chemistry is one of the subjects that got me to where I am today. I did O-level, and after O-level, I did physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. And I excelled. Yes, so maybe part of my life history that I didn't tell you, when I did my primary 7, I was one of the best 10 students in the country. And and those days, it wasn't like these days where parents take their students to the newspapers to announce them. No, it was on merit. The names would come straight from the examination body, and they would announce in the newspapers. So I was one of those 10. Similarly, when I did my S4, I was one of the best 10 in the country, and my name again was in the newspapers. And again, when I did my S6 HSC, I did physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics, and I still excelled. And I went to the university, Makerere University, on government scholarship. So, yes, so the government of Uganda paid my fees for the university. My parents paid my fees up to S6, but after that, the government took over and paid my fees for the 5 years at the university. And it didn't stop there. I excelled at the university, and I got a scholarship that paid for me to do my master's, my first master's degree, where I focused, I was disciplined and worked hard. And when I finished it, the people who had given me a scholarship asked me what I wanted to do. And I said I wanted to do a second master's degree. And they gave me another scholarship to do a second master's degree. So I didn't pay fees. And when I finished that, there was an advert. I talked about being proactive and looking out and applying for positions. So there was an advert. I applied and I got a position to work as a medical officer in Mulago Hospital. But along the way, within the same year, there was an advert for PhD scholarship. I applied and I had very good papers, as I have told you. And I was still taken as one of the 5. I was the second person taken in the second year to take on a PhD program that was very, very competitive. So the first person was started in the first year, and in the second year, I was the one taken as the PhD candidate. And they still paid all my tuition fees. My studies were in a university abroad called Trinity College Dublin in Ireland. It was very, very expensive. And this scholarship paid all my tuition fees, all my upkeep, and all my research costs. So I finished all my studies right from the first year in medical school until I finished my PhDs without paying a coin. And how did I do that? It was all through hard work and discipline and being focused and avoiding the noise that I told you about of teenagers, alcohol, substance abuse, avoiding all that and concentrating on your work. Of course, you have to enjoy life as a young person, but you have to enjoy it responsibly. Even when I was at the university, I enjoyed life, and I met my husband at the university when I was a first-year student, right from S6, as a boyfriend, and we got married 6 years later, and he's still my husband, and I have 4 children now with him. Yes, so what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to be focused, you have to work hard, you have to be disciplined, and above all, pray to God. Trust in God. Ensure that you keep with a good relationship with your God. Talk to your God. Pray about whatever circumstance you are in, as Philippians tells us. Ask God for everything you need, but asking him with a thankful heart. Thank him for wherever you are today, and pray for the next step where you want to go. Pray for the blessings and work hard, and God will bless you and give you whatever you want. So I am a testimony of that hard work and focus and discipline. I still trust God and pray that he's still going to take me through. The position that I have taken on is very, very challenging. It is a very difficult one, and everybody will be focusing on how I perform. But I trust God that he will take me through, and I will perform it to the full. And after that, I'm sure he's going to take me to greater heights. So I want to encourage all of you to take on the same, and you will not regret. In terms of looking after your bodies, I think I have covered part of it, but I pray that we can have that as another discussion so that we don't have a mixed group. Since we have very young ones, we have the teenagers, we can have another session so that we have maybe the teenagers only. It might be inappropriate for the very young ones. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you all a good day and a nice rest of the term, and I'll be glad to come back. I'm very glad to serve on the board of your school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Let's give her a round of applause in appreciation for the great words and knowledge she has shared with us. You want to succeed, be disciplined, work hard, stay focused, and avoid teenage age distractions. I believe you have got your message. Thank you so much once again, Professor, and we are honored, humbled, and privileged to have you today. We look forward to your coming back.
Can we appreciate God so much for using our facilitator? Thank you so much, our professor, and may the good Lord bless you. Praise the Lord. Allow me to invite the choir. You give us again the theme song, then as we prepare to go for our lunch.